You just walked in the door, and there it is again. Your dog is pressed low to the floor, ears pinned back, and they roll their eyes up at you so you can see the whites, that little crescent of white glowing in the corner of each eye. And your very first thought is, oh, you know you did something wrong, don't you? You feel that flash of, what did you get into this time? Let me stop you right there, my friends, because your dog is not feeling guilty. Your dog just told you something completely different. And almost every pet parent on earth reads it backwards. But what if I told you that your best friend has been speaking to you in full sentences this entire time? Not barks, not whines. A precise physical language, written in 3 places: the eyes, the tail, and the line of the spine. And once you learn to read just a handful of these signals, you'll catch the difference between a dog who is joyful, a dog who is frightened, and a dog who is quietly trying to tell you that something is wrong inside their body, sometimes days before anyone else would ever notice. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Ben Carter, your neighborhood veterinarian, and decoding dog behavior is, hands down, one of the most common things pet parents ask me about. I hear it every single day. Dr. Ben, why does he do that? Why does she stare at me like that? Is she mad at me? And here's the part that tugs at my heart a little. So many deeply loving owners are gently scolding their dog at the exact moment that dog is asking for help. Not because they're bad owners, not even close. It's because nobody ever handed them the dictionary. So today, I'm handing it to you. And before we go one step further, let me say what I always say. There is no guilt in my clinic, only education and love. If you've been misreading your dog, that stops today, and you carry zero blame for it. Here's what we're going to do together in the next few minutes. First, I'll show you the single biggest mistake that makes us misread our dogs almost every time. Then I'll walk you through 7 of the weirdest, most common behaviors your dog does, and translate each one into plain English. And finally, I'll show you the one behavior that can look absolutely adorable, but can actually be a medical red flag that too many loving owners miss completely. If you find this helpful along the way, do me one small favor and hit that subscribe button, because it genuinely helps this channel protect more dogs. And if you can, grab a notebook. Some of these are going to change the way you look at your best friend tonight. So let's start with the mistake. The reason we get our dogs wrong. And it is not a dog problem at all. It's a human problem. We look at our dogs and we translate them using our own dictionary, a human dictionary. We see the side eye and we file it under guilt. We see the dog chew the couch and we file it under spite. We come home to a mess and we decide the dog was being sassy or getting revenge or teaching us a lesson. Here's the thing, my friends. Guilt, spite, revenge, sass, those are complicated human stories. Your dog is not writing those stories. When you translate a dog with a human dictionary, you get the same result you get pointing a translation app at the wrong language. The words come out. They just come out meaning the opposite of what was actually said. You weren't misreading a bad dog. You were reading a perfectly good dog with the wrong dictionary. And when we scold a dog for a signal that actually meant fear or discomfort, we don't fix anything. We just teach our best friend that telling us the truth gets them in trouble. So let's throw out the human dictionary and open the right one. I call it the dog-to-human dictionary, and it runs on 3 zones. Zone 1, the eyes. Zone 2, the tail. Zone 3, the body line, whether your dog looks loose and wiggly or stiff and frozen. Almost every behavior we're about to decode is really just those 3 zones talking at once. Keep those 3 in your mind, and you'll be amazed how fast the fog clears. Let's translate the first entry, the one from our opening, the side eye. In the books, we call it whale eye, because you can see that curved white of the eye that you don't normally see. When your dog turns their head slightly away but keeps their eyes locked on something, showing you that white crescent, that is not a confession of guilt. In plain English, it means, I'm uncomfortable right now, and I'd love a little space. That's it. That's the whole sentence. Maybe you came home upset and your voice was sharp, and your dog is reading your body the same way you should be reading theirs. So here's the beautiful part. The next time you see that side eye, instead of a lecture, try softening your own shoulders, turning slightly away, and letting your voice drop low and warm. Watch how fast that white crescent disappears. You just answered them in their own language. Now, entry number 2, the bathroom bodyguard. You get up, and your dog gets up. You walk down the hall, and there's the click of nails right behind you. You close the bathroom door, and there's a nose and 2 paws underneath it. We laugh about this, and we should. It's wonderful. But in the dictionary, following you everywhere translates to something genuinely touching. You are my whole world, and where you go, I go. Dogs are social animals wired to stay with their group. To your dog, you are the group. Now, most of the time, this is pure, healthy devotion. But I'll flag one thing gently. If the following comes with panting, pacing, whining, or destruction the moment you're out of sight, that can tip over into real anxiety. And that's worth a conversation with your vet. Devotion is calm. Distress is frantic. The difference is in the body line. Which brings us to entry number 3, the lean. Your dog walks up and just drops their entire body weight against your legs, like a warm, hairy sandbag. People ask me all the time if this is dominance. Let me put that myth to bed. The lean is not your dog bossing you around. In the dictionary, the full body lean means, I trust you completely and I'm topping up my tank. Physical contact is genuinely calming for dogs. It settles their nervous system, the same way a hug settles yours. So when your best friend leans in, they're not taking over the house. They're recharging on you. Lean right back into them. That's a two-way sentence, and they understand it perfectly. Entry number 4, and this one is pure charm. The head tilt. You say a word, and your dog cocks their head to one side, like a little professor considering your point. So what does it mean? In plain English, the head tilt means, I'm listening hard, and I'm trying to locate exactly where that sound is coming from and what it means. It's engagement. It's your dog leaning into the conversation, and it's one of the sweetest things they do. Now, here's my gentle vet note, and I want you to file it away. A head tilt during play or conversation is delightful, but a head tilt that shows up on its own, held to one side, especially when your dog isn't listening to anything, maybe paired with stumbling, circling, or scratching at one ear, that's a different sentence entirely. That can point to an ear infection or a balance problem, and that one earns a vet visit, not a photo. Same gesture, completely different meaning, depending on the whole picture. Hold on to that idea, because it's about to become the heart of this whole video. Let's move to entry number 5, the yawn that has nothing to do with being tired. Picture this. You're at the vet's office, or a stranger is bending down to pet your dog, and your dog lets out a big, slow yawn. Or they flick their tongue out and lick their lips when there's no food anywhere. We assume sleepy or hungry. But in the dictionary, a yawn or a lip lick in a tense moment is what we call a calming signal. In plain English, it means, this is a lot for me right now, and I'm trying to keep myself calm. Your dog is literally self-soothing. So when you see that out-of-place yawn, don't push your dog into the thing that's stressing them. Give them a beat. Create a little space. You just read a whisper before it had to become a growl. And entry number 6, the scoot. You know the one. Your dog plants their back end on your clean rug and drags themselves across the floor like a furry little rowboat. It's funny. It's also a very clear sentence. The scoot translates to, something back there is bothering me. Usually that's the small scent glands near the tail feeling full or irritated, and sometimes it points to parasites. So an occasional scoot, no big deal. But a dog scooting over and over, licking back there, or leaving a strong odor is a dog asking you to loop in your vet so they can check things out properly. Your dog can't reach that spot or explain it. The scoot is the explanation. So that's 6 entries in the dog-to-human dictionary, and I hope you're already seeing your best friend a little differently. But now we arrive at entry number 7. And this is the one I most needed you to hear today, because this is the behavior that looks like joy, that we photograph and coo over, that can, in the wrong context, be your dog quietly telling you they are in real pain. I want you to do something with me right now. If your dog is nearby, just glance over at them. Picture the classic stretch. Front legs reaching forward, chest sinking low toward the floor, back end lifted high in the air. You know this shape. Trainers call it the play bow. Your dog does it when you grab the leash, when a friend comes to the door, first thing in the morning. Front down, rear up, tail swinging like a happy metronome. And in the dictionary, that stretch is one of the happiest sentences a dog can say. Let's play. I feel wonderful. Life is good. When it comes with a loose, wagging tail and a soft, bright face, that is pure joy. And you should absolutely enjoy every second of it. But here is the entry most owners read backwards. The exact same shape, front down, rear up, can mean something completely different when the rest of the body changes. In my experience, and this is something many vets watch for closely, a dog who drops into that front down, rear up position and holds it over and over when there is no play happening may not be stretching at all. That posture can be a dog trying to relieve pressure in a painful belly. We sometimes call it the praying position, and the tells are all in those 3 zones. The tail isn't wagging, it's tucked or stiff or still. The face isn't soft, it's tense. Maybe with that whale eye we talked about. Maybe with a lick of the lips. The dog might do it and then hunch or refuse dinner or seem restless and unable to settle. Same gesture as pure joy. But read through the tail and the eyes and the body line. It can be one of the clearest early cries of severe abdominal pain a dog can give you. And research and clinical experience suggest that abdominal pain caught early, instead of shrugged off as a cute stretch, can genuinely change how a dog's day, and sometimes their whole recovery, goes. That is the entire reason I made this video. Because reading that one signal correctly can, in my experience, add real quality time to a dog's life. Not by treating it yourself, by recognizing it and acting fast. So let me be crystal clear about where home ends and your veterinarian begins, because this is the most important block in the whole video, and I will never skip it. Everything I'm about to give you for calm and comfort is for a happy, healthy, relaxed dog. It is not a treatment for pain. If your best friend shows you that praying posture with a tucked tail and a tense face, or a hard, bloated, swollen belly, or is retching and trying to vomit without bringing anything up, or is pale, weak, collapsing, having trouble breathing, or crying out when you touch their sides, that is not a home moment. That is a call your vet or the emergency clinic right now moment. Bloat and severe abdominal problems can move fast. When in doubt, you make the call. No vet worth their coat will ever be annoyed that you cared enough to check. Trust your instincts. You know your dog's normal better than anyone alive. Okay, take a breath, my friends, because now that you can read the dictionary, let me give you the 2-step plan to become fluent and to build a calmer, safer home for your best friend. Step 1 is what you can do today. Step 2 is what makes it last. Now, step 1, tonight, is simple. Start reading the 3 zones on purpose. Here's the science in one picture. Think of your dog's body like a traffic light. Loose, wiggly, soft face, wagging tail. That's a green light, all clear. Stiff, frozen, hard stare. tucked tail, whale eye. That's a red light. Back off and check in. Everything else is yellow. Proceed with care. That's the whole system. The correct way to read your dog is to look at all three zones together: eyes, tail, body line. Never just one. A wagging tail on a stiff, frozen body is not a happy tail. Here's your exact practice. Once a day, for the next 7 days, spend just 60 seconds watching your dog and naming the zones out loud: green, yellow, or red. 60 seconds, 7 days. That's how fluency is built. And for the stressy, yellow light moments, that out-of-place yawn, the whale eye, the nervous lip lick, here's a gentle, food-based way to help your dog self-soothe tonight. Take a plain lick mat, or even just a plate, and smear on a thin, thumb-sized amount of plain, unsweetened yogurt. About 1 teaspoon for a small dog, up to 1 tablespoon for a big dog. The slow licking is naturally calming for dogs. It lowers their heart rate. If yogurt is too expensive, or your dog's tummy is sensitive to dairy, a spoonful of plain canned pumpkin, not pie filling, just pumpkin, works beautifully and is gentle on digestion. Now, 3 quick safety notes because these matter. First, if you ever use anything sweetened or peanut butter, you must check the label for xylitol, sometimes listed as birch sugar. It is truly toxic to dogs, even in tiny amounts, so read every label. Second, never use flavored broths or human sauces because onion and garlic are toxic to dogs and hide in almost everything. And third, introduce only 1 new food at a time and keep it small, because if you pile on 3 new things at once, you will be cleaning up diarrhea at 3 a.m., and neither of you wants that. But calming the moment only fixes the outside. Now we have to fix the inside, so this understanding lasts, and so you can catch trouble early for years to come. That's step 2. Step 2 is building your dog's baseline, a personal picture of what normal looks like for your specific best friend. Here's why this is the real game changer. The praying posture is only a red flag because you know your dog's happy stretch. The scared whale eye only stands out because you know your dog's soft, relaxed eyes. You can't spot the exception until you know the rule. So, over the same 7 days, jot down 3 things in that notebook. 1. How does my dog normally stretch? And is their tail wagging when they do it? 2. What does my dog's normal appetite and energy look like at dinner time? 3. What does a relaxed, happy face look like on my dog? Just 3 notes. That baseline becomes your early warning system for the rest of your dog's life. When something drifts from that baseline, the appetite drops, the stretch turns into a hold, the soft face goes tense, you'll feel it before it becomes an emergency. That is how reading your dog well can help them thrive well into their senior years. So let's put the whole battle plan together, nice and simple. Step 1. Learn the 3 zones: the eyes, the tail, and the body line, and read them together, like a traffic light: green, yellow, or red. Step 2. For 7 days, spend 60 seconds a day naming those zones out loud until it's second nature. Step 3. Write down your dog's baseline, their normal stretch, their normal appetite, their happy face, so any red flag jumps out at you early. That, my friends, is the dog-to-human dictionary. And here's my challenge to you. You do not have to do all of this tomorrow. Please don't try to. Just pick one thing from this video. Maybe it's simply this. Tonight, when your dog gives you that side eye, you smile instead of scold, because now you know what it really means. And listen to me for a second before you go. The fact that you watched this entire video all the way to here proves how much you love your best friend. And trust me, they know it. They feel it every single day. You are your dog's voice. You are their only advocate in a world they can't fully explain themselves in. And you just got a whole lot better at listening. So here's my question of the day. and I truly want to hear it. What's your dog's name? And which behavior on this list does your best friend do the most? Drop it in the comments below. I read as many of them as I possibly can, and I love hearing your stories. If this helped you understand your dog even a little better, please give it a like. It genuinely helps this channel reach and protect more dogs. And if you know someone whose dog gives them that guilty look, share this with them. You might just change the way they see their best friend forever. Subscribe and stick around, because there's so much more I want to teach you. Remember that guilty look from the very beginning, the one that isn't guilt at all? The next time you walk in the door and you see it, you won't feel frustrated. You'll feel fluent. Give your dog a gentle scratch behind the ears for Dr. Ben. Stay safe, trust your instincts, and I'll see you in the next video.